Hi, it's Lisa Cuneo and welcome to my scrapbook table. Today's layout is some sunrise pictures that my husband took on our cruise. He is an early morning person and loves to watch the sunrise. I'm using these old papers from Stampin' Up! Not all of them, but a few of these sheets make it on this page. This is all I have left from these, which a friend gave me. These stickers were with it, but I don't think they really go with it. I have these dies from Cartabella. I'm going to try again to use this What a Lovely Day for title. Here are some things I pulled out of my orange and yellow color bin that I thought would help me as I finished off this page. And so I'm going to set aside the ones I'm not using for now. That print on the bottom is going to be my background, which is very not my usual. I usually have a solid cardstock background, but actually I did not use cardstock anywhere on this layout except where I created a little dimension behind my die cuts. So that was it. Everything on here is patterned paper. So I just randomly tore this sheet. It was already just a partial sheet. That's going to be in the corner of my paper. I had no plan for this. I just started and decided to see what happened. So I inked the edges, and now I want to create kind of another edge to this with the red to pick up the pinky red in the photos. And there it is, and I've inked all the edges. Let's see. Oh, here's my pictures. I ended up cutting them down. I cut the two horizontal ones down just a bit, and the third one I turned into, I think it's a little smaller than a 4x4 square because they were just a little bit too big for what I wanted to do. And then I matted all three of them on one of the dark blue sheets from that paper pack. Now I've put my title on wax paper so I can move it around a little bit and think about where I want it. And I love these hexagons. This paper was part of that collection. Also, I wish I had another sheet of it. It's so pretty. The math teacher in me loves the hexagons. So I trimmed some of those out, and I end up using them kind of as a border along the bottom of my page. Though I actually use more of the scrap that's there with the blue than the other one. And also some end up as part of a embellishment cluster. And I'm thinking now about what I want to do. It takes me quite a while. I fiddle around with them a long time, and I cut most of that out because it took a really long time for me to decide where I was going to put all these. I'm not sure why I was so indecisive about it. And I mean, that's not what I ended up doing with them, but frankly, it looks just fine, and I could have glued it right there and just been done with it. But I didn't. These papers, using the background, printed paper background, is for day, let's see, 22 of Scraptember 2023. Also, using fall colors on a page. Even though this isn't a fall page, these colors, especially in person, remind me of fall. The orangey reds, the yellows, the tan and greens that are up there, that little bit of teal. Those are fall colors. So I think those work well for the challenge to use fall colors, and that's for the Scrapbook Nerd online shop. Now I use those new dies to cut out some anchors and a ship's wheel. I also cut them out of white cardstock that I backed them with to give them a little more, to make them a little thicker so that they would stand up better on the page. These dies cut really nicely. That was the first time I had used them, and I was really happy with them. At the moment, I'm not happy with that embellishment cluster at the top, so I decide to ignore it for a little while and work on the bottom. I get these glued down, and you can see now that I've changed what was at the top. I put some of the hexagons behind it. I added another label, and now I'm putting an anchor up there. And I don't usually buy like very specific dies. I mean, these are very specific for cruising and ships and on the water, and it's not as though we cruise regularly, but I am glad I bought them. I got them on a clearance sale or a warehouse sale, so I didn't spend a lot. And we do have another cruise planned, and we planned far ahead. It's in February of 2025, and it's actually a scrapbooking cruise, so we have that planned. And so I'm going to keep them at least till we do that cruise, and then maybe I'll pass them on to somebody else. So I'm gluing down this sticker that says slow down. And while I like the words and they fit what I was going for with this page, I don't like how they look. I don't like the big white border around the words. They're just not right. So you'll see in a moment that I go ahead and pull those off. And I just include the idea of slowing down in my journaling, which you'll see in a little bit. I wish they had been maybe like a clear sticker, or just I just don't like that white border, and they didn't seem to fit right there, so I took them off. There is a little tag toward the top left that says awesome. That came from a page kit. I'm sorry, I don't remember the name of the collection or the manufacturer or anything, but I just have a few scraps left from that kit that are in my pink color bin and my orange yellow color bin. And I decide to put just another piece of a ship's wheel up on the top. I love that wheel. And as I cut it out, I realized you could use the inner part to create like an orange slice or a lemon slice. And so I might do that for some summery page. Trim off the little pieces that are hanging over there. I did have to glue the letters for the title, What a Lovely Day. They're chipboard letters, and they do have adhesive on the back, but I could tell they weren't going to stay put, so I went through and added some glue to all of them. I was going to put my journaling there at the top in longer strips, but I decided I was going to use these short strips. So I cut 1/4-inch strips. I used a white Jelly Roll pen to do my journaling, and now I'm going to glue them down there. And my journaling says, slow down. That was the theme of our vacation, and we took the mission seriously. I'm happy to say that we succeeded. And there's all my journaling. I'm happy with those. I like how those fill in that block just perfectly right there. And now I'm thinking about how I want to finish off the page. So I clean up a bit. I think better when my work surface isn't quite so cluttered. And I realize there are some hearts on the same page that I got the title from. So I decide to add those. Some are gold, the same finish as the title. Some are just an mustardy color, but they all work together nicely. So I went ahead and put some hearts around the page. I decided to put this one right in the center of that ship's wheel. I kind of like that. And I thought I might be finished after the hearts. Let's see, I put on 1, 2, 3, I put on 4 hearts, 5 hearts in 3 different places. And again, I thought I might be finished, but then I decided to use some enamel dots, and I could have left those out just as well. I think what would have looked really nice would have been some gold brads instead of the enamel dots, now that I'm looking at it after the fact, but I don't really have any gold brads, so the enamel dots are fine. I used some inside the top of each of the anchors, and I put a couple more in that embellishment cluster at the top right of the page. For not having a plan or a sketch even, or any idea what I was going to do with these pictures. This layout came together really quickly. That's exciting when that happens, because that doesn't happen a lot for me, especially when I don't have a plan going in. Sometimes if I know exactly what I'm going to do and I have my journaling typed and that sort of thing, my photos matted and a sketch to work from, that might go faster, but this one just came together really well. So it's fun when that happens. And here's where I decide, aha, I can put these enamel dots inside the circles at the top of the anchors. And I have several sheets with this same color of enamel dots. They're all from Simple Stories. And I had to pull one other sheet out to get the right size to go in there, because I was running out of the medium size that fits in that gap really well. So I'm about done here. I'm showing you some close-ups, and there will be still shots coming up soon. If you haven't been over there yet, stop at the Facebook page for the Scrapbook Nerd online shop and do some of their challenges. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for being here. Bye.